Have you ever thought about buying a castle?
Please. I live in Los Angeles. I can't even buy a condo. But I did think about renting one for my first marriage, second wedding.
Okay, that's a story for another TikTok. Let's talk about a castle for Christmas.
We're back, and shocker, we are not reviewing a Hallmark movie this week. We're two smart and sassy sisters who are reviewing a Netflix Christmas movie.
But first, please click on that little heart and don't forget to follow so you can catch all of our movie reviews.
I'm Dawn, your favorite millionaire with a background in visual effects. Being delusional is fun.
And I'm Deandra, your favorite freelance speechwriter and communications consultant.
I talk about story and craft.
And I play the Hallmark Christmas movie drinking game.
We're mixing things up this week with a review of A Castle for Christmas. This is a 2021 movie that stars Brooke Shields and Cary Elwes. Yes, the Princess Bride, Cary Elwes. And he doesn't even say, as you wish, once in this movie. This Netflix original was directed by Mary Lambert. Deandra, give us the recap.
Sophie Brown is a best-selling author who has just killed off Winston, the leading man in her popular book series. She goes on the Drew Barrymore show to address her readers' backlash, but proceeds to have a total meltdown that results in a huge PR nightmare. So she decides to escape to Scotland, the country that her father immigrated from. She checks into the Dunbar Inn, where she is quickly recognized. Turns out the owner of the inn and her local knitting circle are all more forgiving fans. Sophie makes her way to the Dunbar Castle, where she gets a private tour from a man that she assumes is a groundskeeper. Turns out it's Miles, the 12th Duke of Dunbar. Fascinated by the castle, which just happens to be for sale, Sophie makes an offer to buy it. But Miles has a plan. He insists on a 90-day escrow during which Sophie must live in the castle until Christmas. He puts her in an unheated, dumpy room and works on getting her to leave, but it has the opposite effect. Sophie, backed by her new besties in the local knitting circle, set out to prove that she can beat Miles at his own game. Of course, she ends up falling for him and they do the deed. Now, that's not something you'll ever see in a Hallmark movie. Sophie talks Miles into hosting a big Christmas Eve party at the castle, but just before the party, they have a falling out. Crushed, she packs up to go home, but then gets stuck at the inn, which gives Miles time to make things right. Sophie gets her man, a title, and a castle for Christmas. Dawn, what did you think of it?
I think Netflix delivered a successful movie of the week, a la Christmas romance, akin to any Hallmark movie, with some noteworthy actors and some really lovely scenery. And as an American who has been married to a Scotsman, I can confirm that they got a lot of the dialect and nuances correct. So she thinks like Egypt. That being said, there is a really weird part in the movie where this couple checks in at the end. I think it's like the end of the fifth or sixth act because movies of the weeks are based on seven acts. And their storyline went zero, you know.
Yeah, I was confused by that too.
Yeah, so I think that should have been on the cutting room floor. I think it was probably like they changed the script later. And but maybe that's an executive producer on the film. I don't know. Anyway, it does get a little cheesy towards the end when Miles starts falling for her, but it's still very cute overall. And I'm actually kind of jealous for my own band of quirky knitters now. So I know this was a Netflix movie, but how did the Hallmark Christmas movie drinking game work for this one, Deandra?
So I had to take a few liberties here and there, but it worked. If you count the death of her book's character Winston and her father, you get close to a dozen references to a dead relative. We had two missed kisses and a Newtown tradition with the party, and they got stuck at the end, and that's all in the two drink category. Plus, we had a misunderstanding and some magical snow in the three drink category. Now, the one thing I didn't like is there aren't that many real winter traditions, and there's only one special hot cocoa. So altogether, it's about a glass and a half of a wine. So not too bad. Could have been worse. Did you have any comments on the craft?
I'm absolutely in love with the dog Hamish in this movie. The costume department did a real banger of a job, and Scotland is beautiful. It's bonny Scotland, never hard to photograph. The only downside was watching this movie and not having a dram or two, which is whiskey, Deandra.
Well, taking shots of whiskey would certainly up the ante for the drinking game.
Oi, who prefers Netflix movies over Hallmark movies? Let us know in the comments.
And we'll be back next week with a review of a Hallmark Halloween movie.
Ooh, Halloween, spooky, spooky.